Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Frankfort Village Board. Tonight is Monday, October 7th, 2024. We'll call this meeting to order and we ask our clerk, Katie Schubert, to take the roll, please.
Mayor Ogle.
Here.
Trustee Linden.
Here.
Trustee Savaria.
Here.
Trustee Rigoni.
Here.
Trustee Petro.
Here.
Trustee Borelli.
Here.
Trustee Rossi.
Here.
Attorney Mahoney.
Here.
Attorney Lamore.
Present.
Chief Chalepis.
Here.
Village Administrator Pisha.
Present.
Assistant Administrator Barika.
Present.
Village Clerk Schubert is present, and we have quorum.
Thank you, clerk. If everybody would please stand with me and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on here is what's called the unanimous consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one single motion. There is no separate discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which event that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. At this time, I ask if any board members would like to remove any items from the consent agenda. Hearing none, can I get a motion and a second to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll go through these items, a short summary, so that those that are in the audience, as well as those who will be watching later at home, know what the village board is voting on. There's complete packets with the information that is on the village website at frankfortil.org. So the first item was the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, September 16th, 2024. The next item is the approval of the bills, and we will go to Trustee Dan Rossi.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, this bills tonight were through the period of through 10/1/2024. The general corporate fund, $376,075.45. The motor fuel tax fund, $348,705.44. The capital development fund, $497,096.25. Sewer and water operations and maintenance, $166,185.91, and the Sewer and Water Extension Fund, $1,753,714.40. The total funds expended that month is $3,141,777.46. And the report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Rossi. We have 5 items from the Plan Commission tonight, and for the first one, we will go to Trustee Borelli.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item is the Frankfort Park District Major PUD Change. The Park District Executive Director Gina Hassett requests the granting of a major change to the existing main park plan unit development to permit construction of an addition to the existing storage building at the property commonly known as 200 Locust Street. The Frankfort Youth Athletic Association uses the Frankfort Park District's main park facilities for the Frankfort Falcons football program. As the storage building is an accessory structure, the village zoning ordinance limits the size of an accessory structure to 144 square feet, which prohibits the non-conforming building to expand in size. The applicant seeks approval of a modification from the maximum permitted square footage to be approved as part of the PUD to permit the expansion of the existing accessory structure. At the September 12th public hearing on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the village board to approve the major PUD change request. And the motion before us tonight is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance approving a major change to the main park PUD to permit the construction of an expansion to the existing storage building, including a modification from the maximum allowable square footage of an accessory structure to increase the square footage from 600 square feet to 740 square feet for the property located at Main Park in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact, and conditioned on including a stone wainscot to match the existing building.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Borelli. Next item will go to Trustee Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. The item before us is Linden Grove Subdivision, 215 Linden Drive. The applicant, Celtic Construction Incorporated, proposes to develop an 8-lot, single-family, detached residential subdivision to be known as Linden Grove Subdivision on the 3.74-acre site of the former Frankfort United Methodist Church located at 215 Linden Drive. The church has since been demolished and cleared from the site. Although the property has an existing zoning district of R2 single-family residential, the village's 2019 comprehensive plan design designates this parcel as public institutional utility, since it had been a church. As such, an amendment to the future land use map is proposed so that the property is redesignated as single-family detached residential. To accommodate the proposed subdivision, the applicant also requests the approval of a special use permit for planned unit development, a PUD, including a preliminary development plan and the preliminary plat of re-subdivision. At the September 12, 2024 public hearing held on the project, the Plan Commission discussed the proposed development and forwarded 3 unanimous 5-0 recommendations to the Village Board for approval of an amendment to the future land use map, a special use permit for a PUD, including the preliminary development plan and approval of the preliminary plat of re-subdivision. So the first motion before us is to accept the recommendation of the Plan Commission, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance amending the future land use map within Your Future, Your Frankfort 2040 Comprehensive Plan, to change the designation of the property located at 215 Linden Drive, PIN number 190927106001-0000 from public institutional utility to a single detached residential. The second motion is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a special use permit for a planned unit development, including the preliminary development plan for the property located at 215 Linden Drive to permit construction of an 8-lot, single-family, detached residential subdivision known as Linden Grove on the 3.74-acre site of the former Frankfort United Methodist Church, in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact, and subject to preliminary engineering approval. Any sections of sidewalks damaged during construction must be replaced. A public bench shall be installed within the common outlet as illustrated on the preliminary plat of re-subdivision. All residential lots shall be developed to reflect the architectural elements of one of the 6 architectural styles listed on pages B5 through B7 of the Downtown Frankfort Residential Design Guidelines, Appendix B of the 2019 Comprehensive Plan, and that each home shall incorporate a masonry element, such as a chimney or porch knee wall, and the developer shall make a one-time cash payment to the village of $1,000 for 10 caliper inches of preservation trees removed and not mitigated on site. The third and final motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation and approve the preliminary plat of re-subdivision for the Linden Grove subdivision, prepared by Ginrich Giroux Associates, dated May 17, 2024, in accordance with the reviewed plans and subject to preliminary engineering approval. Thank you.
Thank you. For the next item, we will go to Trustee Rigoni.
Thank you, Mayor. RWR Subdivision Preliminary and Final Plat Approval for 121 Ontario Street. The applicant, RAD Properties LLC, seeks approval of a plat of re-subdivision to consolidate lots 3 and 4 in the Johnson's addition to the Frankfort subdivision. The purpose of the lot consolidation is to create sufficient area for future accessory structure building to be located at the northeast of the existing Ridgeworth Roofing Warehouse and Office Building, which is located at 121 Ontario Street in the I-2 General Industrial District. At the September 12, 2024 public hearing on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to approve the preliminary and final plat. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation and approve the preliminary and final plat of RWR Subdivision, consolidating lots 3 and 4 in the Johnson's addition to the Frankfort Subdivision, prepared by Martin M. Engineering, Inc., dated 5/18/24, in accordance with the reviewed plans and subject to any necessary technical revisions prior to recording.
Thank you, Trustee Rigoni. The next item, we will go to Trustee Linden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item is Social 45 Special Use Permit for extended hours of operation. Applicant Daniel Evans, representative of the Bernhard Group, doing business as Social 45, located at 20805 South LaGrange Road, requests the granting of a special use permit, amendment to special use permit granted by ordinance number 2863 to extend the permitted business closing time to 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays in the B2 Community Business District. At the September 12, 2024 public hearing on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to grant the extended hours of operation request. The motion before us this evening is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation, waive the first and second readings, and pass an ordinance granting a special use permit for extended hours of operation until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays only, amendment to a special use permit granted by ordinance number 2863 to accommodate the operation of Social 45 located at 20805 South LaGrange Road within the Frankfort Town Center shopping place in accordance with the reviewed plans, public testimony, and findings of fact. Thank you.
Thank you. And for our final item on here, we will go to Trustee Savaria.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The next item is Mahalik Subdivision Preliminary and Final Plat Approval, 23259 Sunburst Point and 11420 McKenna Drive. Applicant Janine Mahalik seeks approval of the proposed Mahalik subdivision, a one-lot residential re-subdivision. The applicant submitted a plat that proposes the consolidation of lots 41 and 42 of the Five Oaks subdivision, resulting in the proposed Lot 1 of the Mahalik subdivision, a 41,633 square foot lot. The proposed consolidation would allow the applicant to move forward with the fence permit application. Without consolidating the existing lots, the proposed fence is prohibited to extend across the shared lot lines between 41 and 42 of the Five Oaks subdivision. At the September 12, 2024 public meeting on the project, the Plan Commission forwarded a unanimous recommendation to the Village Board to approve the preliminary and final plat. The motion before us is to accept the Plan Commission recommendation and approve the preliminary and final plat of Mahalik Subdivision consolidating lots 41 and 42 in the Five Oaks of Frankfort Phase 1 subdivision, prepared by M. Gingrich, Giroux and Associates, MG2A West, in accordance with the reviewed plans and subject to any necessary technical revision prior to recording.
All right, those are all the items on the consent agenda tonight. We have a motion and a second, and we will go to our clerk, Katie Schubert, for the vote.
Trustee Savaria.
Yes.
Trustee Rigoni.
Yes.
Trustee Petro.
Yes.
Trustee Borelli.
Yes.
Trustee Rossi.
Yes.
Trustee Linden.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, clerk. We're now at what we call the mayor's report. And the first item on here is police commission appointment. This evening, I request the consent and approval of the trustees to appoint Jim Holland to the position of police commissioner to fill the remainder of Dr. Joseph E. Kelly's term, which expires on April 30th of 2025. I entertain a motion from the floor for approval of this appointment.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Trustee Borelli, a second by Trustee Rossi. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? All right, thank you. There is a November meeting, that's the next one, and Mr. Holland will be sworn in by me at some point before that. In my capacity as liquor commissioner, I entertain a motion from the floor to adopt an amendment to the Liquor Code Ordinance authorizing an increase in the number of Class B1 licenses, which is a bowling alley permitting a bar and no carryouts, from 0 to 1 license to accommodate liquor sales at The Loft, which was formerly the Frankfort Bowl, located at 15 Ash Street, and also to increase the number of Class C1 licenses, which is a full-service restaurant permitting bar and no carryouts, from 8 to 9 to accommodate liquor sales at Senso, which is located at 3 North White Street. They are both in the H1 Historic District. At this time, the motion we'd be looking for is forward if anyone would like to read that.
So the motion is to waive the first and second readings and pass an ordinance amending the Village of Frankfort Code of Ordinances, Chapter 113, Intoxicating Liquor, Section 113.20, to increase the number of Class B1 liquor licenses from 0 to 1, and to increase the number of Class C1 liquor licenses from 8 to 9 in the Village of Frankfort, subject to final inspection approvals.
Okay, can I get a second on there as well?
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. At this point, should we go to a voice vote for this? Well, I don't want to do that. Clerk, please,
You want
Please
me-
call the roll.
You want to do a roll vote? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Trustee Rigoni?
Yes.
Trustee Petro?
Yes. Trustee
Borelli?
Yes.
Trustee Rossi?
Yes.
Trustee Ledden?
Yes.
Trustee Savaria?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Clerk. We want to offer our congratulations to Hickory Creek Middle School for being named one of the 2024 National Blue Ribbon Schools. Hickory Creek Middle School is among just 356 schools nationwide and is only one of 18 in Illinois to receive this prestigious honor in 2024. This is the second time they've achieved this distinction within the past decade, having previously earned the award in 2018. Like we always say, people move to Frankfort because of the schools, and we have excellent schools here. The village's branch collection service for the 2024 season is nearing its conclusion. The final week for branch collection for the east route is October 7th, while the west route will have its last scheduled pickup during the week of October 14th. Homewood disposal service will continue yard waste and branch pickup through November. Bundles and yard waste bags must have a yard waste sticker affixed to them for pickup by Homewood Disposal. Yard waste stickers are available for purchase at this village administration building. And the village will provide 6 free curbside leaf collections this year. Leaves will be picked up once a week from October 21st through November 25th. Leaves raked to the edge of the road or the curb, please. Do not rake leaves or blow leaves into the street. This will be our 3rd annual Scary at the Prairie, which is coming up October 19th. It's a 5K costumed run and also some spooky sprints. It's in downtown Frankfort. Saturday, October 19th starts at 10:30 in the morning. It includes a 100-yard dash for 5 and unders, a 1-mile run for 10 and unders, and a 5K run walk for all ages. Online registration is available at raceroster.com, and there'll be a lot of fun for that. You can also visit the village website for more information. And the Will County Children's Advocacy Center is inviting the community to attend their 14th annual Men Who Cook fundraiser. And that's on Saturday, October 19th, and that's from 6 to 9 at the JJC Whitendorf Center at 17840 West Laraway Road. Fun and casual tasting event includes amateur and professional events, serving samples of their favorite dishes for public judging, and the proceeds support the Children's Advocacy Center. You can visit willcountycac.org /Men Who Cook for more information and get advance tickets if you'd like. We have a new event that we're doing, another one of them, and it's with the village of and the Frankfort Public Library. It's a night of spooky stories and hocus pocus on Friday, October 25th on Brighter Green. The event will feature some not-so-spooky stories from 6 to 7, followed by Mr. D's Magic and Illusion Show from 7 to 8, and costumes are encouraged. We're expecting a fun night. The Frankfort Police Department will host its annual Safety Trunk or Treat Halloween event on Saturday, October 26th. It's from 10 o'clock until noon at Brighter Green parking lot. In downtown Frankfort, the E.F. Bucko Costume Parade will kick off the event at 10 a.m., followed by the trunk or treating. Local businesses and organizations will pass out candy and trinkets to the children from their decorated trunks for this family-friendly event. Our country market will continue through October 27th, and that's on Sundays in downtown Frankfort. It goes from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock. We have our trick-or-treat hours for the village, just so people will start asking that in the month of October, and they will be from 4 o'clock until 7 p.m., and that'll be on Thursday, October 31st. You may have noticed today that there was demolition of the Steak and Shake on Route 45 to make way for the Chick-fil-A, which is coming along. And the final thing I wanted to mention tonight was congratulations to Phillips Chevrolet. Once again, J.D. Power has awarded them the 2024 Dealer of Excellence. This is the 6th year in a row. Congratulations to President Curtis Pascarella and General Manager Mike Maharis and their entire Phillips Chevrolet staff. This is exceeding customer expectations and delivering a first-class dealership experience. We're very proud to have them here in Frankfort as one of our premier businesses, and we have a couple really excellent auto dealers here too, as well as other businesses. That's it tonight for the mayor's report, and we will go to our clerk, Katie Schubert, for board comments.
Thank you, Mayor Ogle. Our next meeting is the Committee of the Whole meeting, which is this Wednesday, October 9th at 5:30 here in Village Hall. And the next Village Board meeting will be Monday, October 21st at 7 o'clock, and it will be our final business casual attire meeting. Also, early voting is coming up in a few weeks. So here at Village Hall, early voting will be Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. from October 21st to November 1st. There are other sites as well, and you can get more information about early voting in Will County at willcountyclerk.gov. And that's all I had tonight.
Thank you, Clerk. Trustee Linden.
Thank you. I was just going to express my gratitude for everyone who was involved in putting on the Oktoberfest. It was a wonderful event by the Frankfort Restaurant Association and all the people in the village and the police that made it such a special event. The weather certainly cooperated. That helped out a lot. And unfortunately, the weather isn't cooperating in Florida, so my thoughts and prayers are with the people down there as they gear up for another potential devastating hurricane. So I'll end on a high note. Next.
All right. Trustee Savaria.
Ditto on the Oktoberfest. Special thanks to Trustee Borelli for bringing that up and pushing that through, and hopefully it's the first of an annual event going forward. I think it was a very successful event. And congratulations to Jim Holland on his appointment to the Police Commission. It's good to have him back in the village and, public service. So that's it.
All right, thank you. Trustee Rigoni.
Thank you, Mayor. I would also like to echo the thanks for the Restaurant Association as well as village staff, our police department, and our public works for this weekend. They put on a fantastic event. I'd also like to thank all of the residents who sent in letters in support for the ITEP grant. We were able to attach those to the application for Pfeiffer and Laraway bike trail, which I believe is a total of about 131. So that just shows the support that in the need for that. I'd like to welcome the 4 new businesses that we had in Frankfort last month, as well as I'd like to acknowledge this evening we had 5 items that came out of the Plan Commission. We just read them. There is a lot of work that goes beyond that. We call them routine in nature, but we have whether it is an organization through the parks or as well as a new subdivision or businesses expanding or adding on hours or for our residents. So I'd like to acknowledge that we had a lot of Plan Commission items, and that's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes for us. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Petro.
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to congratulate the Frankfort Restaurant Group on a successful inaugural Oktoberfest. The weather certainly was absolutely perfect, and a special thank you to Trustee Borelli and Trustee Savaria for helping bring that event to life, and I hope that we see a return of it in 2025. And there's so many fun events in October, and the weather has been really good, so I would encourage all of our residents to come out to any or all of these really fun events over the fall. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Borelli.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, just like to say thanks to everyone involved with the Frankfurter Oktoberfest. Thank you, Mayor, for giving that the green light and pushing that through. Thanks to the village staff, Sue Lynchy, but definitely a huge thank you to Frankfort Restaurant Association, Joe Evans, Matt Grissetta, John Cosgrove. They were at every meeting. They really took this idea and ran with it and turned it into something really special. So. It was a ton of work, but I think it paid off, and I hope we get to do it again next year. I too want to, thank Commissioner Holland for joining the Police Commission. Appreciate his continued public service. Want to congratulate Summit Hill on their incredible state run. They made it. I think they finished 4th, but every time you look at the score, it was like another walk-off win in the playoffs. I think they had like 3 of them just to get to where they were. It was a pretty awesome run, pretty memorable. So congratulations to those boys. And last, I wanted to pass my condolences to the Simmons family. Phil Simmons is a staple of Frankfort, all things recreation, founded Operation Playground over 20 years ago after Fort Frankfort was built. I know he was instrumental with the building of that, along with Trustee Savaria and some others, families that have been around for a while. But from that, he took that Operation Playground and raised money for various projects alongside the Park District, so kind of supplement their funding. The Bark Park is something that was funded by the Operation Playground, the pickleball courts, Judy Herder pump track. So a bunch of these really cool projects we have are because of Operation Playground, and really thanks to Phil. And Phil would be in here talking, Mayor will remember this, he would be in here asking for us to plow the trail. He was all things recreation, so I always loved his advocacy, and he will certainly be missed, but definitely not forgotten. And along those lines, something I think he would appreciate is October 19th is the Pours for Parks. That does go to Operation Playground. October 19th is a busy day, but if you plan it well, I think you can make it to every event. That specific one is 4 to 7 at the Founders Center. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Rossi.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing is, unfortunately, I was unable to attend Oktoberfest. I had a family wedding Saturday, but I've heard nothing but positive comments, and congratulations to the group that put it together. Second thing is, I'm sure we all know or have family in Florida. They're going to go through their second devastating event in a couple weeks. So let's just keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Rossi. Do we have any other business to come before the board tonight? Okay. We're at the point of the meeting where it's called public comment. Anyone would like to make a comment before the board tonight? Hearing.
For all the work you do.
Thank you, ma'am. For the Oktoberfest, or
Just for everything you do.
just in general?
You
Okay.
work diligently. I just appreciate it very much.
Well, thank you. I think for all of us, it's an honor and it's our pleasure to serve this community. Thank you. Hearing no other public comment, can I get a motion and a second to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.